Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, by Richard J.M. Gauthier. A collection of cheerful memories. Take a magical trip with a young, inquisitive boy as he navigates the months and seasons of his early years in his beloved hometown of Otter Lake, Quebec. What did fans have to say about Rick Gauthier's first book, Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake? Ari rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. Ari says, heartwarming. The author skillfully brings you back in time to another era when life was simple, yet immensely with the love that builds a family. The book consists of separate tales recounted by the hero of the book, Rick Gauthier, known as Little Ricky by his family. An instant classic that will not disappoint, written with heart and soul that shines through the pages. Della rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. She says, the unassuming nature of a young boy growing up in a rural setting. I really enjoyed the book. It really captured this young boy's wonderment, inquisitiveness, and unspoiled nature. His appreciation and kindness are seen throughout the book in his interaction with his immediate family, relatives, and acquaintances. An Amazon customer rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. She or he says, very powerful story of a young boy's journey. A very enjoyable and easy read. The clever writing and pictures brought the book to life. The short stories are sure to put a smile on your face. A must-read. Floyd rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. Floyd says, read this book and wander off to a much simpler time. Wonderful book for youngsters, a little something to read to the little ones at bedtime. Chuck full of life lessons told in an easy-to-understand way. Read this book and wander off to a much simpler time. Kathy rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. Kathy says, a very unique retrospect of a young lad's loving upbringing in a small Pontiac, Quebec town. Very entertaining, comical at times, yet very endearing and attests to the closeness of this tight-knit community. Sally rates Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake 5 stars. Sally says, delightful, beautiful stories from a more innocent time. I loved this book. It's a beautiful retelling of a childhood experienced and seen through the wonder and awe-filled eyes of a delightfully curious little guy called Ricky. It brought back so many memories of my own childhood and genuinely transported me to a more innocent and carefree time. The detail is extraordinary. The writer teases us with mentions of delicious sweets and candy that we all enjoyed as children and had me longing to revisit the sweet shops of my youth. A well-written book with obvious love and wonderment bursting out of every page. Buy it to read to your little ones. You'll enjoy it as much as they will.
Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures, a collection inspired by unforgettable teen memories. Join Ricky in his journey of discovery, learning, and growth during his teen years in becoming a fine young man.
What did fans have to say about Rick Gauthier's second collection of short stories? What did fans have to say about Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures? Ken rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. Ken says, great short story reads. This is an entertaining and amusing read. For a relatively new author, Mr. Gauthier does a great job providing thorough and in-depth descriptions that creates a visual of his stories. He takes you back in time and makes you feel like you have lived or experienced similar life experiences. This book will make a great Christmas present for young and old alike. Floyd rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. Floyd says, Little Ricky shares lessons in life for a young teen. Very nice stories for young teens. Lots of life lessons. A throwback to simpler times. This book is a welcome change of pace for a young man in these fast-moving, complicated times. Kathy rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. Kathy says, spellbinding, intriguing, relaxing, captivating and detailed events from a bygone era. Kathy V rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. Kathy V says, great author! Great that the author gives all proceeds to charity. You can see he writes because he likes to, not because he has to. An Amazon customer rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. He or she says, Little Ricky from Otter Lake. It's amazing short stories of a boy from a small town. It's an amazing book how life is for a small town boy. Worthwhile reading. Another Amazon customer rates Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. He or she says, A must read. Take an enjoyable journey. Add this book to your must-read list. Like part 1, this volume comes to life. Not yet finished, but thoroughly impressed by the author's talent. Another Amazon customer rates Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake 5 stars. He or she says, a fantastic read like the first book. Add this book to your must-read list. Like part 1, the author makes this volume come to life with its vivid descriptions and photos. The progression of Little Ricky through adolescence and the impact and involvement of family, friends, and others on his journey make this a terrific read. Sylvie Parody reviews Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake in Little Ricky Short Stories Facebook group. She says, he did it. Rick published a second set of short stories. The new collection is now selling on Amazon.ca. I truly enjoyed reading the first short stories and will buy the new collection for Christmas. I love reading those well-written short stories, and I also like that Rick is supporting a cause close to my heart by giving all the proceeds from the sales to the food bank. Bravo, mon ami. Beth Lepac reviews Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake in Little Ricky Short Stories Facebook group. She says, interesting stories about familiar places and events. We enjoy reading about positive family stories.